Once upon a time, in a quiet village nestled between rolling hills, there was a young boy named Surya. Surya was full of potential and dreamed of achieving great things. However, there was one big challenge he faced. His mind was constantly racing. No matter how hard he tried, he couldn't stay focused. His thoughts wandered off, leaving him distracted and unable to concentrate on his studies or tasks. This lack of control over his thoughts made him feel frustrated, and he started falling behind in school. One day, as Surya sat under a large tree, staring blankly at the ground, his grandfather happened to pass by. He noticed Surya's troubled expression and sat down beside him. "What's troubling you, my child?" the grandfather asked gently. Surya opened up about his struggles, explaining how his wandering mind made it hard for him to accomplish anything. He felt like he was letting everyone down. The grandfather listened quietly before saying, "Controlling your mind is one of the hardest things you will ever do, but it's not impossible. Let me tell you a story that might help you understand." The grandfather began to tell the story of a legendary archer named Arjun. Arjun was known far and wide for his unmatched skill and precision with a bow and arrow. One day, a young boy approached Arjun and asked to learn the art of archery. Arjun agreed to teach him, but soon realized the boy had a big problem. His mind was all over the place. Whenever he aimed his arrow, his focus would shift, and the arrow would miss the mark. Arjun decided to teach the boy a valuable lesson. He placed a small clay pot on a tree branch some distance away and told the boy, "Your task is simple. Hit the neck of this pot. But there's one rule: don't look at anything else, only the pot's neck. Focus only on that and block out everything else around you." The boy raised his bow, but as he did, Arjun asked, "What do you see?" The boy replied, "I see the pot, the tree, the sky, and everything around it." Arjun shook his head and said, "You will never hit the target if your mind is scattered. Look only at the pot's neck. Everything else must fade away." The boy tried again, but his thoughts kept drifting. He couldn't shut out the distractions. After several attempts, he felt defeated and said, "I can't do it. My mind just keeps wandering." Arjun smiled kindly and said, "You can, but first, you must learn to tame your mind, just like training a wild horse. Focus, be patient, and practice every day." The boy didn't give up. He took Arjun's advice to heart and began to meditate, spending time each day calming his mind and focusing on the present moment. Slowly, he noticed changes. His mind became quieter and his focus grew sharper. He practiced archery every day, and with time, he improved. Months later, Arjun set up the same challenge again. This time, when the boy raised his bow, he focused completely on the neck of the pot, blocking out everything else. He let go of the arrow, and it flew through the air, hitting the target perfectly. The grandfather turned to Surya, a twinkle in his eye, and said, "Just like that, boy, you too can train your mind. It's not easy, but with patience and dedication, you can learn to focus and block out distractions. Your mind is like a wild horse, but with practice, you can tame it." Surya felt a spark of hope in his chest. Inspired by his grandfather's story, he decided to take action. He began practicing mindfulness, setting aside time each day to calm his thoughts and focus on the task in front of him. Slowly but surely, Surya's ability to focus improved. He became a top student, excelling in his studies and finding peace in his mind. Surya realized that the key to his success wasn't in his natural talents, but in his ability to control his thoughts. He had learned that with patience, practice, and dedication, he could master his mind and use it to achieve greatness. The lesson stayed with him for the rest of his life. When you control your mind, you control your destiny. So, the next time you feel your mind wandering or you find yourself distracted, remember Surya's story. Take a deep breath, focus on the present, and know that with practice, you can master your mind and unlock your true potential.